On December 3rd, 2023, YouTuber Lil Red Heidi Hood uploaded one of the most terrifying camping encounters I've ever seen. Heidi is a well-known outdoors YouTuber. She does everything from hunting to camping and fishing. But for this particular trip, she went out deer hunting alone. And what happened out there is something she won't forget anytime soon. Take a look.
You guys, that's insane. That thing was literally like nose to nose with me, and I freaked out and I said boo. Oh my gosh, that was so crazy. I saw him running from like so far away, and he came literally straight to me, and my blind window is like all the way down, and he literally came and like looked in the window like at my face, and he was like making me this. I don't know what he was gonna do. I was so scared. I should have probably waited and just seen like what he was gonna do, but man, that was crazy. It's like the only thing I've seen so far except a million squirrels, but that was crazy. Whoa. Also, I forgot to mention, I threw out that apple. After I ate it, I threw it out the blind. And that's probably what he smelled. I don't know.
From a distance, a black bear comes running straight toward her. It starts sniffing around her tent, getting closer and closer, until it's literally nose to nose with her. Then, just as quickly as it appeared, the bear suddenly bolts off into the woods. Heidi was left in total shock, and honestly, who wouldn't be? One wrong move, and this encounter could have ended in a completely different way. Luckily, she made it out unharmed, and still continues to share her adventures to this day. On June 4th, 2024, YouTuber Creepy Outdoors uploaded a chilling piece of footage that left many of his viewers genuinely shaken. Now, Creepy is no stranger to camping alone in remote forests. In fact, that's what his entire channel is about. Most of his videos are quiet, slow-paced, and strangely calming. Just him, his camera, and the sound of nature. Usually, nothing unusual ever happens, but this trip was different. He was out camping deep inside a dense Canadian forest, with only his dog, Mika, by his side. At first, everything seemed perfect. He chopped some wood, did a bit of axe throwing, and set up his fire for the night. But as the sun started to fade, the atmosphere completely changed.
Creepy Outdoors here. By myself camping, as usual. and I'm a little shook up right now because I heard some strange sounds. Stay here, Mika. Stay here. It sounded like some sort of growling. I'm not sure. I wasn't recording. I was just enjoying my night, and hello? Shh, shh, shh. It's okay. I'm just talking to my dog right now. What the? Mika, stay here. Stay. Come, stay. Stay here, good boy. Good boy, stay, sit down. Hello?
He suddenly starts recording again after hearing something move in the distance. Moments later, the sound becomes clear. Loud knocking, followed by the crack of branches snapping nearby. He calmly tells Mika to stay close, but the tension in his voice says it all.
What the fuck? What the? Calm down. There's been a lot of dead trees around. Maybe it's Mika. Oh no. Come on. Mika. Oh no. Mika, come back. Oh shit. This dog is... Come here. What are you doing? Stay here. What's out there, boy? You all right? Stay. Sit. I have no idea what the hell this is. I'm hoping it's like a bear or something just walking by, but there's these banging sounds on both ends. I'm not... Stay.
Minutes pass. The forest goes quiet again, but Creepy admits on camera that he hopes it's a bear, and not something worse. And honestly, that already tells you how uneasy he was feeling. Luckily, he made it through the night unharmed, but what exactly was out there still remains a mystery. Was it a bear? Or something else watching from the darkness? If that were me, I wouldn't have waited around to find out. On March 16th, 2025, YouTuber The Snowblind uploaded a video that left viewers both disturbed and confused. Normally, his channel is all about scenic travels and calm adventures, but this time, he decided to revisit a cave he'd explored years ago, after hearing some pretty unsettling things about it. And what he found inside was something he could never have prepared for.
It took me about 10 minutes to find this cave, actually. I didn't remember that the mouth of the cave is actually larger than I remembered. I thought it was a lot much smaller, but I can already see back there why I don't like this cave. Because what I see back there creeps me out. A lot of water is dripping down from the ceiling. It's a limestone cave, and I can see remnants of the ice statues that formed during the cold times. Now everything is melting. I think this cave goes about 50 meters back there, but let's get moving. There's just a random chair back there. If I was here first time and randomly found this place, I would run the other way if I saw this. Who would want to come here and just sit around, enjoy the scenery? Like, I don't know about you, but I don't like sitting here. There are some candles here, but unfortunately I don't have any light to light this place up, because I can imagine that if I could create a warmer light in here, this place might feel a little bit more friendly or welcoming.
Inside the cave, you can see strange flags hanging up, and even what looks like an altar. At first, he's just curious, but the deeper he looks, the more disturbing it becomes.
And it looks like it's a Buddhist altar or something, and there's a lot of random stuff in here. Maybe some rituals are performed in this place. Fake flowers, some very nasty bottle with some liquids. I don't want to even touch it. Holy shit, it's a rat in there. Oh, it's disgusting. What the f***? Okay, that's really nasty. That is extremely nasty. Who are these people who come here? Other than that...
On the altar, a rat stuffed into a plastic bottle, left to decompose. You can tell by his reaction he's shaken. And honestly, who wouldn't be? For the rest of the video, he keeps looking around, clearly on edge, until finally he decides to get out of there. In the end, he leaves with more questions than answers. And honestly, so did I. What do you think was going on in this cave? Some kind of ritual? Or maybe something even darker? On June 6th, 2025, YouTuber Dundee Hikes uploaded one of the most disturbing camping encounters I've ever seen. Dundee was hiking the Pacific Crest Trail, a journey that takes over 5 months from the south to the north of the US. But on day 38, he stumbled upon something he'll never forget. In the video, he first gives some context about what happened that day.
I broke camp at Islip Saddle that morning, and I decided to do like a mile more of road walk before joining the PCT again. And you know, as I approached the Javis Memorial Picnic Ground, I noticed there was a single car in the parking lot, and it was backed up to the edge. But what really caught my attention was that the back tires were way up on the embankment. So that caused me to walk over and take a closer look. And that's when I noticed the rope that was tied to the back and disappearing over the edge. And you know, I really didn't even think anything about it at that moment. I pulled out my camera and I took a little video, something like, hey, look at this is weird, I guess I'll never know what was going on here. And I started to walk away. And then my curiosity got the better of me.
As he explains, he came across a single car sitting abandoned on a dirt road, completely out of place, in the middle of nowhere. Out of curiosity, he decided to film it, but looking back, he probably already knew something wasn't right.
Do you ever see anything and just think to yourself, what the heck is going on here? And unfortunately, knowing that you will never know. Well, my curiosity got the better of me, and I dropped my pack so I could shuffle down and look over the edge. And now I'm hiking back to my campsite where I had some signal so I can call the police and report. And that is not how I wanted to start my day. It looks like the sheriff's department sent a helicopter out, and I know they're sending ground units too. I don't know if the helicopter can land anywhere here though. Looks like the fire department showed up, so the chopper is moving on to the next thing. Well, all the rest of them got on scene here. I gave my statement to the sheriff and they said they don't need anything else from me, so I'm moving on. And they asked me not to leave, so okay. So apparently they want me to wait until homicide gets here and make sure it wasn't a murder. I got an update from the sheriff and he basically said that fire and rescue showed up, said yeah, he's dead, and left. So now there's someone else. I think it's crime scene possibly, but they're gonna go down and actually examine the body and try to determine if it was self-inflicted or not.
Moments later, Dundee makes a horrifying discovery. Clearly shaken, he tries to stay calm and does the right thing, calling police right away. After a long round of questioning, he was allowed to leave. It was later confirmed that the death was self-inflicted. This is easily one of the darkest things you could ever come across while out camping, and I can't even imagine how traumatic this must have been for him. And just as a quick note, if you ever find yourself struggling with dark thoughts, please reach out to someone. You're never alone. On March 20th, 2025, camping YouTuber Sort of Interesting uploaded a piece of content that left him, and many others, deeply disturbed. Dan, the uploader, usually never runs into trouble while camping. He isn't the type to stage things for views. He just enjoys the peace that nature brings. But in this particular upload, even Dan was left startled.
How good is this little area here? Nice and open, a good amount of flat space, only a few little stones dotted around, but most importantly for somewhere that there's an unbelievable amount of people walking around, even now, it's nicely sheltered, especially well hidden and camouflaged when you come down to waist height and below. You've got a lot of good trees growing and a lot of downed wood. I swear 2 people have already been within very close proximity. I don't think they've seen me, because why would they? Who would even look in here for someone? But I'm being very, very cautious.
After finding a spot, he headed down to the riverside to relax and eat dinner before nightfall. But as the sun set, he returned to set up his bivvy for the night.
This moment of setting up somewhere to sleep is the absolute epitome and perfect illustration of everything I love about wild camping and just being outdoors in general. So this is my bivvy setup. Because I can't afford a proper sleeping bag, I've found a really old cheap envelope bag to go over my really cheap old mummy bag. I've got my inflatable pillow and we've got an inflatable mat beneath us. I'm hoping the ground isn't going to be too hard and there's going to be nothing particularly sharp beneath all that. I can't believe how still the air is around here. I know we've got a bit of the road noise in the background, but that won't last forever, and it's actually a really nice spot, to be honest. Now that I can't hear footsteps every 2 seconds, it's wonderful.
Once inside, Dan tried to get some sleep, but it wasn't long before he was woken up by something unexpected.
Okay, friends, there is definitely somebody about here. Yeah. So you might be able to see there is somebody walking towards us. Okay, things have gone a little bit wrong at the moment, but I'm still quite upbeat about the situation. Nothing serious, but quite comical. So I thought I'd go out and have a look at what was going on around in the main walking area, because there were a few torches going by and there'd been some noises and rustling in the woodland that I didn't think anybody would be in. So I thought I'll go out and just have a nose around. So you might have seen that little glimpse of lights that were heading towards me. As I was focused on them way across a field or two, I almost jumped out of my skin because a dog walker came down behind me. So in a bit of a panic to make sure they didn't think that I was milling around in that particular area, I had to immediately start walking in the exact opposite way of the bivvy. So what I don't like about this situation is I've got my electronics and my cooking stuff with me, but all of the sleeping bags, the bivvy, the air mattress is all out there on its own, which I don't think it's in any danger, but I would rather be with it than separated with people out and about in the area.
In the distance, torches could be seen moving across a field near his camp. Dan, clearly unsettled, decided to leave his bivvy behind and slip back toward the main trail. After some time, he cautiously returned, hoping the strangers had moved on. But it didn't end there.
I'm being spotted. Right, I'm trying to keep calm and keeping calm. I'm almost too scared to breathe here. I think a dog or something just came in. I was half asleep when, with no prior torchlight, a lot of animal-like rustling broke out. Then suddenly in the darkness, a loud crack sound really woke me with a start. Oh, that's right, they're looking straight at me. I'm trying not to panic. Hello? Right, I'm just going to use the phone light now, and I'm just going. They haven't been about, I haven't seen a single light now for maybe 5-10 minutes. I don't even know. I've been just trying to keep as calm as possible, but when they walked off and the light went out, I don't even know which direction they were, but somewhere in that direction. I'll forget it, let's just go. Right, I'll use the phone now. I'll keep the phone recording just in case anything else happens, and I'll use it as my only light. Right, I need some glasses. Oh, there they are, flipping heck. Nearly got crushed. If this was somebody who was just trying to scare me and just mess with me a little bit, then it was a stroke of absolute genius to not respond to my hello and simply turn their light out, because that set my mind racing into every possibility of where they might be. The only thing I knew for certain was that they hadn't entered the woodland, because there were so many dried leaves and sticks it would be impossible for them to move silently around me. However, not knowing where they were or where they'd gone, I thought the only sensible choice is to clear off. In hindsight, the fact that I didn't hear any voices before or after suggests it was definitely only one person out there. However, at the time, my main concern wasn't so much that they were out there waiting to get me now, but that they may return in the small hours, and there may be more of them coming to see if I've got anything worth stealing. Which, to be fair, I haven't. You can see I had to put my head torch on as well in the end, because although the footage makes it look really bright with just the phone light, it was actually unbelievably dark, and that's one of the things that makes these moments all the more terrifying when you're out there experiencing them in real time.
Once again, Dan was disturbed in the middle of the night. Luckily, he made it out unharmed. But just like him, we don't know who those people were, or what their true intentions might have been. This video shows that even when you think you're well hidden on a stealth camp, you never really know who could be watching. On May 12th, 2024, YouTuber Creepy Outdoors uploaded a chilling piece of content to his channel. His channel is all about camping alone in eerie forests. Not to make scary content, but simply to relax and unwind. Over time, he's gathered a loyal fan base who follow his quiet adventures closely. Most of the time, he doesn't get scared easily. He rarely even talks much in his videos. But in this particular upload, things felt different.
Just gotta make a fire. I feel a lot better when I got a fire going. This is a decent spot. I'm gonna go gather some wood. I'm gonna make a little fire, have a nice beer. I heard something cracking in the woods. Now, if you live in Canada, when you hear something cracking, a branch cracking, it doesn't usually mean a small animal. It's usually a deer, a bear, anything of that sort. So it should never be taken lightly when you hear a branch breaking. All right, I'm gonna gather some wood. I'll see you guys then.
It's clear that he isn't as calm as usual, almost as if he senses he's not alone. Still, he keeps going as he begins to make his fire. That's when things suddenly take a much darker turn.
What was that? Hello? I'm not afraid of this fire spreading because there's wetness everywhere. I'm just gonna do a 360 around camp because... Hello? Now, a fire like this will go out easily if you don't maintain it. Important to find broken trees like this. Even if they're wet, the heat of the fire will burn it. As long as you got your birch and a bit of dry something you can bring in the forest, you're fine. I'm a little worried about the sounds I heard earlier. I almost wish it was an animal, because the idea of somebody around my camp is a little creepy. I gotta go real quick. Should have grabbed some more, but I really want to show a demonstration. Anything that's dead. Hello? What the fuck is going on? Crap. Hello? I better get some more branches. I don't like what I'm hearing. The bigger my fire, if there's a deer or something or a bear around, the fire should scare it.
Out of nowhere, loud, snapping branches can be heard nearby. Clearly unnerved, he tries to make his fire bigger, hoping to scare off whatever or whoever might be lurking in the forest. Eventually, the sounds fade, and the rest of his night is quiet. But honestly, I can't stop wondering what exactly was out there that evening. Not disturbed? Check out this next video on screen if you dare. By the Curb is a YouTuber known for his van life and travel adventures. Most of the time, his videos are filled with exciting trips and peaceful nights on the road. But in this particular upload, what started as just another night turned into a nightmare. He's been living out of his van for 2 years, and in all that time, he never had a scary encounter. He always told himself this kind of thing would never happen to him. But parked down a quiet road somewhere in the UK, that all changed.
And you see a on the front, you follow with the brick. You follow the grandfather with the pigeon and on the back. You're not working no one. I'm not the third door. I'm not the private rig. I'm not a first is the English footballer. And now reaper, do you know what it means? You do when you put on the dead people who you're supposed to love. Punch that, I haven't really heard this one. I've got a new modern technology. You've got fucking stuff like this on there. You're a camera on, you're shutting out all that.
So I've got some nutter shouting outside van. Get my shoes on. Still there, look. It's coming back. So I'm just hoping that it'll get fed up and bugger off.
You can hear him panting, clearly shaken by what's happening outside his van. Still, he manages to keep his composure and not give in to the man, who was acting completely out of his mind. Eventually, the stranger backs off, disappearing into the night. What his true intentions were, or what he wanted, we may never know. But honestly, this just shows that when you're living alone on the road, you never really know who might come knocking. Dan Ventures Outdoors is an English YouTuber who's recently started sharing his camping trips online. Dan's still pretty new to the hobby, but he's quickly building a name for himself in the outdoor community. For this trip, he decided to head out to a forest near his hometown, joined by one of his friends, Reese.
Get on, John. And we've got the wood there. This is the camp, mate. We've even got a tree swing, look. We've even got a tree swing.
You want a peg up?
Yeah.
If I tell them I found conkers. Oh, they're for Edie. If you're watching, when you're watching Edie, got your conkers.
Got your conkers. Your dad's got your conkers.
Because she'll love that.
Yeah, well. Reese just getting fire started. Cracked a beer each. He's on the Stella. I've got the Cruise Campo. The South the Germans beers. The Germans. Quite nice actually. Quite nice beer.
Cruise Campo's Spanish.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was German.
Oh well.
Never mind.
Oh well, does it matter?
It doesn't matter, mate. I still drink it, don't I?
Alright, yeah, go.
I thought it was German. It's Spanish.
Español.
Yeah, it even says on it, Espana. On it. And I'm looking at it and thinking, it's German.
That's the guy.
Good job you're here, mate.
That's the guy drinking it. It's like.
Good job he's here. Where is he? There.
The mood was great. Reese was busy getting the fire going while Dan sat back, enjoying a Spanish beer and taking in the peaceful surroundings. After cooking some dinner, night started to fall. The two began setting up their tents, ready to call it a day. But what happened next would keep them awake much longer than planned.
This is Reese's tent. He's just about set up. MSR. This is a proper tent, this, guys. Look at this. This is a proper tent. I'm a proper camper. I'm a professional.
I go real big camp.
Yeah, that's a proper tent. That's mine set up. It's getting dark, look. Glad we've got tent up now. Hell yeah. That's it, I just thought I'd show you that. So, someone keeps whistling. We've got the air rifle ready. But someone keeps whistling. See if I can catch it on camera.
I've got a good shot.
They're not whistling now, I don't know where they've gone. They've been shouting and whistling now, haven't they?
Yeah. Well, we had a dog.
Maybe. So, we're in bed. The time is 8:53. And I think it's time to just watch some YouTube videos, I think. Listen to a podcast or something. Just help me relax. Just get my head down. This is my setup. Got my pillow and my mat. I got my sleeping bag there.
my bag. So yeah, I think it's just time to just watch something and chill out. I did hear some whistling, but I think it was someone whistling at the dog, but yeah, I think that's it. So I'm just going to chill out, and yeah, if I don't see you through the night, I'll see you in the morning. Night. I don't know if you can hear that. It sounds like someone or something walking around. Hello? Hello? I don't know. Just had a quick look. Not getting out. I think it might just be like an animal or something. Can't hear anything now. But it sounded like human footsteps. Mental. I'm just gonna chill. See if it comes back. See if I can hear anything. I'll bring you back if I hear anything or anything happens.
Out of nowhere, clear footsteps can be heard circling Dan's tent. You can feel the tension in his voice, unsure whether it's an animal, a person, or something else entirely. The next morning, Dan asked Reese if he'd gotten up during the night, but he hadn't. Everything was still there. Nothing had been stolen, but whoever was walking around their camp that night remains a mystery. And honestly, that's what makes it so unsettling. Not knowing who was out there, or why. On May 22nd, 2021, YouTuber Junkyard Fox uploaded one of the most disturbing camping encounters I've ever seen. And honestly, he's lucky to still be alive. He had gone out to West Texas to spend the night in a primitive shelter he'd built earlier. At first, everything seemed fine. His spirits were high, the weather was warming up, and he proudly showed off his shelter before settling in for the night.
So about 15 minutes later, I'd say we're pretty good. So it doesn't take that long to just put the thatching, kind of like weave it in there, kind of tangle it, and then put these sticks on top for weight. Now, is this going to be 100% foolproof from the elements? No, of course not. But it's going to be strong enough to keep the sun out of your face when you're trying to rest in the daytime, keep the winds out of you when you're trying to sleep, so you're not that cold. Now, it's not going to be waterproof, and I did see lightning coming from this direction earlier, and in fact, I'm actually starting to feel raindrops. See that? So, yeah, so we're going to be getting a little bit of rain. Now, that's just part of it. In my opinion, that's part of, testing yourself as an outdoorsman, as a prepper, as a bushcrafter, whatever you want to call it. It's not always going to be sunshine and fat steaks. You got to rough it out and you got to get uncomfortable. So if you guys remember last time that I stayed here, the winds were just really strong, 30-mile-an-hour winds coming into the shelter, so I was cold. This time it looks like I may get soaked. So luckily I do have a poncho in my haversack in case it gets crazy. But yeah, that's part of it. So the roof is good to go. Now I got to take this apart and kind of make this better because this is terrible. And once again, there could be some creepy crawlers on there. By the way, I'm not boring you with all this work, but whenever I'm doing all this stuff, because there may be scorpions or something like that, I do have my my work gloves here. And in case you're wondering what's in this box, I did have just yucca seed pods when we were building the shelter because they are a great tinder source.
As clouds began rolling in, he decided to reinforce his shelter as much as possible, just in case the weather turned bad. Thankfully, it didn't get too serious. After cooking himself a meal and enjoying the quiet of the outdoors, he finally crawled inside his shelter to call it a day. But that's when things took a terrifying turn.
Okay, folks, so it's time to call it a night. Like I said today, I'm not really hanging out in terms of, having some beers around the fire or nothing like that. It's more of a test of, being out here and stuff. And I foresee today being nicer anyway, an easier night, because forecast looks like the night's going to drop to the, early 60s, late 50s at most. So it's really nothing too bad. In case of anything, I do have my jacket here. And then I do also have my shamog down here, and I apologize for the crappy lighting. So in case of anything, I could just wrap that around my face or whatever. And that's about it. So in the morning, I'll wake up and I'll make some coffee. And that's about it for me. So have a good night, everyone. Okay, folks, so change of plans. I was asleep for 2 hours. Then I woke up to a truck driving nearby, and they shot my truck. They legitimately shot the windows on my truck. People I don't know. This is crazy. So these are my windows. This is insane. Once again, I have no clue who these people are. They're just drunks. I could hear the loud music. That's what woke me up. And sure enough, so I'm guessing this trip is over. Oh man, what a mess.
In the middle of the night, Junkyard Fox was jolted awake by the sound of gunfire. A group of drunks had stumbled into the area and started shooting at his truck, parked nearby. He later explained that he had no idea who they were or why they did it. But we all know just how close this could have been to disaster. One stray bullet could have been the end of his life. This remains one of the strangest and most unsettling camping encounters I've ever seen. What do you think? Was this a random act of recklessness? Or was there something more behind this attack? You're never truly alone in the woods, and that's something YouTuber Thomas Locke learned for himself. Thomas had gone out camping with his dog, choosing a quiet woodland in the UK about 40 minutes from his home. As the sun began to set, the two started hiking toward their preferred campsite.
This isn't the place I wanted to go to today, but sun's setting. The actual place I wanted to go to was about a 40-minute drive. There was just not enough time. Even now, it's going to be getting dark very, very soon. Yeah, that's us over there. This is the happiest dog in the world right now. He's in his element. It's an open field, just hanging out. Amazing.
At first, everything seems fine. But as they venture deeper into the forest, Thomas's dog suddenly starts acting strange.
Archie. Archie. What's that about? Oh man, I don't know. Tell you what I'll do. I'll get some food going, some smidge spray on, and then I'll see how I feel. Just doesn't feel right. Let's get some food on. It's my mind playing tricks on me. What's wrong with you? This dog's tail, he keeps looking over there. His tail. It's just completely dropped. He keeps looking in that direction. Just birds, mate, just birds. Yeah, fuck it.
Clearly unsettled, Thomas trusts his instincts. Instead of pushing on, he decides it's best to pack up and leave.
Nah. Something's fucky. Something's fucky. Pardon my language. The first time I've ever sworn on this channel. Does that prove that something feels genuinely off? We're out of here, man. We're gone. It's dead quiet, the birds. The birds have all gone quiet. Except for that one.
Now, this doesn't seem to be all that scary, but just wait until you see what happens when Thomas finally gets back to his car.
Yeah. Bad vibes, man. Bad vibes. I don't feel the slightest bit of regret. I feel that I've made the right choice. What the fuck was that? You won't have heard that because I've got my mic on me. Can you hear that? Let me switch my mic off. I'm not messing around. I really hope the mic picked that up. All the hairs on my back are up right now. I'm just gonna go. Yeah, I'm just gonna go.
So what do you think? Did Thomas narrowly avoid something that night? Or was it all just his mind playing tricks on him? We'll probably never know. But one thing's for sure. Thomas and his dog were lucky to make it out unharmed. Not disturbed, Check out one of the videos on screen now.